Okay, so starting with new student orientation, that is our program that we have for all brand new students coming to the Dolphin pod, and that takes place in June for first-time full-time freshmen and in July for our transfer students, and hopefully everybody is signed up and ready to go for new student orientation. It was virtual last year due to COVID. It'll be virtual again this year, but we're hoping to do something really big at the beginning of the fall semester to welcome all of our new Dolphins and our not so new Dolphins from last year, because many of them have never been on the campus. So be on the lookout for that. We also are over student organizations and involvement, which I believe there's a presentation tomorrow to talk about the different clubs and orgs that we have along with our sports clubs. And we have about 80 registered clubs right now who were still active even during the pandemic virtually, and really excited because some of them actually thrived. They were able to really do more as a virtual organization, like the computer club and some of those more hands-on remote type organizations. So that really helped out a lot. STEP also includes Veterans Affairs. So all of our military connected students who were former military service members, their spouses, their children, and even allies. So myself could be considered a military connected staff member because my brothers, my uncles, they are all service members and or veterans, I should say. And we also have some other staff members as well who are on campus that may have an affinity to our student veterans. Commuter and transfer resources, I'll be doing a presentation for that tomorrow. So if you're going to be commuting to campus, and especially if you're a transfer student, we'll be talking about some of the resources that we have. This is one of the, I will say, silver linings about the pandemic last year, that we were able to really do more things virtually, and an increased awareness of commuter student needs and how we can extend services to commuter students virtually, how we can create some community for them. There were students who were able to connect and form study groups virtually. They were able to talk amongst themselves and have a few activities. So we're going to continue with that moving forward in the new year and in the new normal. And for transfer resources, for transfer students in the first semester, it was very helpful for them to be in this type of community, for them to make connections right out the gate. So I'll be talking about that a little bit more tomorrow and in just a moment as well. Parent and Family Resources is another program that's under STEP, and we don't do a lot of official traditional parent programming that you might think of or your friends might be doing at other campuses, because most of our student population, they are commuters, and so most of them are going back home on the weekends, or they're at home every night. So this is just a way for us to provide resources so that parents and families can become engaged with the Dolphin community in their own right. We will have some activities. This is also for student parents. So if you are a student parent, or you are a caregiver for another family member or close friend, then this is also, we have resources listed on our webpage for you as well. And then we have First Steps, which is what I'm going to spend a little bit more time focusing on right now.
So first, can you share, do the full share screen? Sorry, we're still on presentation slide mode.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it's on the wrong window. Hold on. This has happened to me before.
Sorry, I didn't want to jump in and cut you off. It was too good of information.
Well, you should have, and you did anyway, so no harm done. Give me a second here. Wait, hold on. I did this for my husband's birthday party and was like halfway through the presentation, and then somebody said, we can't see it. Okay. Where's the screen share again? I'm on two monitors too. That always messes me up.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling. I will let you know when we can see it full screen. There we go, full screen, we're good.
Okay, so at least it wasn't the end because it's a very short presentation. Thank you for that. So First Steps is our transition program that we have for brand new Dolphins. This is our third iteration of it. And after doing some trial and error and getting assessment and feedback back from students and checking data to see what will work best, this is not the first year for First Steps. It is the first year we're doing First Steps like this. So what's going to happen is we're going to facilitate a smooth transition into CI over the summer by putting all of our brand new Dolphins into our Canvas communities. There will be one for freshmen and one for transfer students. That's the transfer computer hub that I was kind of alluding to. And it will give you an opportunity to start making connections with each other, give you an opportunity to interact with other students, ask questions, make connections with faculty and staff who might be also engaged in the space. And then we're also going to use it as a communication hub. So eventually you're going to start having fewer messages from admissions once you've fully committed to CI because you're admitted. And so this will be a tool where we will be putting more information in there about your next steps, about registration, about orientation. We'll also have some summer workshops to help you out in terms of time management, some things to kind of give you a head start. Many of you have already been doing some type of online learning management system. So some of you may be familiar with Canvas, but for those of you who aren't, this will be a good opportunity as well for you to practice understanding the modules, how to reach out to classmates, upload things, download things. So it's also kind of a little seminar in and of itself. And what we're doing is we're going to put you in these communities over the summer to help you, form your own individual pods and connections, hopefully connecting with folks that you've met at orientation. And then this will help provide a seamless handoff to your academic support team in the fall. So if you're an EOP, you'll be part of that group. If you have specific advisors, if you're in the living learning communities, or if you're in any of the university studies with peer mentors, academic coaches, whatever it is, this is going to be an opportunity for you to be engaged in the summer, to make some pre-connections, kind of get everything lined up so that when you start in the fall, you're ready to go. I don't know about you, but time management is a very, very important thing. And finding out I need time management in the middle of a time management crisis is not very good. So we're hoping to take care of some of those situations over the summer and provide some assistance and support and encouragement, because we're all about helping out and supporting each other. And of course, it's not going to go to the next slide. Don't know why. Hey, something happened. Can y'all see that?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Okay, so that's basically my short and sweet presentation about STEP. You're going to be hearing more about my team and what we do at different, junctures throughout the Admitted Dolphin Day event, as well as at orientation and over the summer. But if anybody has any questions, I'm here to take some now, but you can also reach out to me and any of our team members at STEP, step@csuci.edu. And if you go to our webpage, which is csuci.edu/STEP, then you'll be able to see more in-depth information about some of the programs that I went through very quickly. So, are there any questions? I'll hang out for a little bit.
Thank you, Doreen. So as of right now, we don't have questions in the Q&A. We do have until 4:45. So we do have some time. So if anyone does have questions, please put them in the QA and we'll get those answered. This is the best way to get your questions answered. Doreen is here.
So thank you for giving me the space to share some information about some of the awesome work that we do. And again, like I said, I'll be here. And if you think of something else after today, especially parents, if there's any in the room, please reach out to me. I am the proud parent of a CSU graduate, and I've been doing this work for a long time, more than 25 years. So I'm happy to reach out and share my experiences with parents and other supporters.
Okay, questions are coming in, Doreen. So,
I was about to go take my afternoon nap.
Not yet, not yet. Okay. So we have a question from Anita. She's asking, does STEP work in conjunction with the mentor program?
No, we don't. We are very closely informed. There's a bunch of different mentor programs. So that's part of the information that we want to collect and gather into one space to help you with that. The goal, the dream for all of us is for every student to have a mentor at some capacity. So I'm not quite sure which mentor program you're speaking about right now, but we don't have our own personal mentor program in STEP.
Okay, the next question from Jordan. Is there a learning community or a living learning community by major?
That's a good question. I don't know if you've had the folks from housing or university studies presenting yet, but I know I've heard of a couple that are specialized by major, but of course it's all about demand. They're more general, as far as I know, they're more general in terms of special interests. Special interests, hobbies. I think there's an outdoor living learning community and things like that, but I'm not quite sure. So I can't fully answer that question about communities based on major.
Thank you. Okay, looking through. Martha's asking, when is the Navigate CSUCI workshop happening?
Okay, so is that in reference to, I guess, the one we had last year? That is going to be happening this summer, and it'll be facilitated through the Canvas communities that I was just referring to. So you'll be getting information about that. We did learn last year that in our attempts to make sure that we were providing as much information or opportunity as possible, we had a little bit too many sessions. So we're going through the data, we're checking the assessments to see which one were of most value to new students, and then we'll be putting the schedule together for that. Those are the workshops that I was talking about. Martha just listed them by name. Navigate CSUCI. I don't see any more questions.
I don't either. So we do have some time. So if any of you have questions, please put them in the Q&A. Also, just a reminder that we will be having a learning community session tomorrow, April 15th at 5:45 p.m. So please make sure if you're interested to join that.
Maybe I should sit in that as well so I can learn and better answer the questions in the future.
Okay, we do have a question coming in. Can you give advice to any of our students on the best way for them to succeed?
Oh, that's easy. Ask for help. Ask for it all the time, anytime, from whomever, however you need to. Don't go this alone. If you think you know the answer, then ask for help for confirmation. If you really, really don't know, ask somebody so they can get you to the right person to answer that question. But please don't be afraid to ask for help. I think that is to me, that's the key secret for success. And help looks different. Help could be going to CAPS if you are struggling with some personal mental issues. It could be going to DOS if you have some type of accommodation that needs to be taken care of. I worked with a student last year, the year before last, and found out that she had an accommodation in high school that she didn't bring with her to college. And then once we got that taken care of, she was smooth sailing. It might be that you need to find an organization to join or whatever. So just ask for help, ask for it as much as possible. And Frenae is reminding us that DOS is coming up next.
Okay, our next question. So we have a lot of transfer students here, which is
Yay!
Awesome. Yes. So what we're wondering is, what have other transfer students that have transitioned to CI, what have they learned, or what have they given you feedback on their experience?
So I've never been a transfer student, but I have a very, very special place in my heart for transfer students. And I think one of the misunderstandings about transfer students is this is a process for you to get into the university. It is not your permanent identity. So you are transferring in, but you are becoming a Dolphin. So I think that is one of the struggles that I've seen from transfer students where they're trying to keep themselves isolated and still say, I transferred in, I transferred four semesters ago. I am a transfer student, things like that. So once you get in and you go through, you know, the process of getting immersed into our culture and the campus community, and you can do that with help, I'll help you. It'll make it easier for you. So, you know, get involved, get engaged, you know, don't isolate yourself as a transfer student. You are a college student, you are a Dolphin, and you are welcome, and you have earned every privilege that all of our Dolphins have. So take advantage of that.
Awesome. And just like we have some transfer students, we also might have some parents here. So what can parents do to support their students as they transition to a four-year university?
So parents, I am not one to say, you know, leave everything to your student. It's an interconnected relationship right now. So instead of you doing everything for your student, do everything with your student. So a quick story, I had somebody call my office one time years and years ago, and I didn't answer the phone with my name. This person started talking, pretending to be a student, and I recognized the voice, and it was my husband's best friend calling and pretending to be our godson. So do things with your student. If you've got questions, you pay the bills, have your student log in, sit next to them and see what's on the bill, or have them send it to you. If you've got questions about what's going on in their classes, ask them. My daughter went to school at our university where I worked. I couldn't tell you what classes she was in, what her teachers' names were, or her schedule unless she told me. I could have looked it up. I could have had it posted. I could have popped in her classrooms, which would have horrified her. But I didn't. And it's because I asked her, and I let her have that form of communication. So just remember, it's an interdependent relationship, and you're going to be there alongside your student, not in front of them, not behind them, not underneath them carrying them. You're going to be there side by side.
I love that. That's the best way to say that. Yeah, perfect.